Where your man's at? Where your man's at?
Was he scared to get in the ring?
Where your man?
Was he scared to get in the ring?
Bro.
Don't pit on no front in front of these. No.
Bro, that's your people.
Front in front of these. Was he scared to get in the ring?
Bro.
Exactly.
What made me scared to get in the ring?
And he's from the suburbs.
Ahead of their June 15th clash at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, Gervonta Tank Davis has been trying his best to instill fear into Frank Martin. The two were recently involved in a heated argument on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, where Tank hinted that Frank Martin was afraid to fight him before the fight was officially announced. On the flip side, Martin, who will be fighting his first high-profile fight against one of the best boxers in the lightweight division, has oozed confidence throughout the build-up to this fight.
What happened during that sparring session?
He came in, playing, thinking it was sweet, got clipped.
That's another thing. You never clipped me. What are you talking about?
I didn't clip you?
No, you did not. You caught me with a good shot. That's it. That happened in boxing. You never clipped me. I never shook or none of that.
So you didn't
what are you
shake?
talking about?
You
Shook
didn't
the
shake.
fucking room.
You
You don't
put me
even
in
hit
the
that
headlock.
hard.
You put me in
You
the
don't even
headlock.
hit that hard,
You
bro.
put me in the
You
headlock.
don't even hit that
Okay.
hard.
All right, well,
You
so
don't
what
even
did you
hit
do?
that hard.
I hit you with the
You
left.
don't
What
even
did you
hit
do?
that hard,
What
bro.
did you do?
And you gonna split? I can see on.
What did you do?
I'm gonna split them open.
That's
I
cool.
promise
You
you.
got
I
it.
promise
Yeah, you got
I
it.
promise you.
What did you do? Why you so mad?
I'm gonna break you up.
See,
I'm telling you.
yeah,
Every
you know
time
what
I
happened.
tell y'all something,
You know what happened.
Don't it happen?
You know what
I'm
happened.
telling you, I'm gonna break you up.
Y'all wanna know
I
some
promise
shit?
you, I'm gonna break you up.
Y'all wanna know
I
something?
promise. You look at all that.
Y'all got. Show me Saturday. Show me Saturday.
You always have that freak, that fit hard shit.
What the fuck is you talking about?
The major point of discussion among boxing enthusiasts who are invested in this fight is the historic sparring session between these two. While Tank has insisted time and time again that he dominated Frank Martin during their infamous sparring session, Frank Martin recently shared his side of the story.
Like, we was fighting. When I hit him with that shot, and he grabbed and got the grab and all that, that's when we got to you know, we got to just fight. That last round, they broke it up. So like, I'm thinking that we finna bang, like outside. Yeah, like, I'm thinking we is, so I hurry up, get out the ring, go change my clothes, and then I get interviewed as soon as I come back. Yeah. And I'm like looking like I'm thinking he was gonna try to sneak me or something, but it was a little off, you know, like I feel like he thought he was gonna do me how he did them. And it wasn't, I wouldn't go, you know.
Hold up, did he hurt you in sparring? I feel like I seen him say, you saw that interview?
Big cap, big cap.
I know you seen that interview where
I seen it. He said something.
So maybe he hurt him like I said before.
Big cap,
like
big cap.
So did you feel like you hurt him? Was you in your head like, okay, I just hurt Tank just now?
I hurt that nigga.
Yeah, facts? Woo, there's not a lot of people that can say that, Frank. I'll let you know. Not a lot of people that say that about Tank.
During his latest interview, Frank Martin once again expressed how confident he is to take on Tank in the ring. He also listed out his abilities that make him a strong opponent for Tank Davis.
Welcome, Frank. This fight for you this weekend can be absolutely career-changing and really put your name on the board as top fighters if you're able to defeat Tank. How do you feel going into this fight this weekend?
I'm feeling good. You know, we've been training for a while. I'm locked in. I'm focused. You know, the whole goal was to come out here, you know, and beat him. You know, I'm ready to take the spot, you know, and I'm here for a reason. You know, I ain't here just to be here. I'm here to take it over.
And what do you feel like sets you apart? Why do you feel like you're able to defeat Tank this weekend?
Because I'm different, you know. I got some things that, you know, I got speed, I got power, I got, you know, IQ. I feel like I got it all. You know what I mean? Like, y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna see when it's time to bite down, the world gonna see.
Martin was once again asked about the infamous sparring session with Tank, and he gave a confident response. He also had a stern warning for Tank. Have a look.
You know, it was just sparring. You know, we got a fight Saturday. We got this fight Saturday, you know, and, you know, I'm a whip his ass. You know, I'm gonna whip his ass. So the sparring don't matter. You know, that's old, that's years ago. We got Saturday to show who, you know, Saturday night.
We definitely know that you're an amazing fighter, so we're all looking forward to this weekend. Good luck. I think you really can take it, so good luck.
Frank Martin does seem confident about his abilities. As for Tank, he recently touched on his history with the Ghost and shed some more light on that sparring session. He went on to reveal some shocking details in the process.
Me and Frank, we got history. When I was in Floyd Gym, I used to spar like everybody. So he's seen like me pit people out. He's seen me beat the hell out of people. So when we spar, me being me, I rushed him because I knew he was scared, and I wound up getting caught with his best punch is his left hand. And once he caught me with the left hand, that's when I got mad. I caught him, and then he started grabbing me after that, and then I jumped on him, and then it turned to like something like a wrestling match, like, because he kept grabbing me and stuff like that. It's good that we fighting now, though. We can get it off our chest.
Tank admitted that their sparring session was violent, with both fighters grabbing and tugging at each other. Martin also added to this and mentioned the brick hand that he landed on Tank.
Boom. Hit him with, what he say, the brick hand, hit him with the brick hand. Boom, he felt it. He ain't calling it the brick hand for no reason. They kept having to come in and break us up. He kept trying to put me in the headlock, and it was just, we was trying to hurt each other.
Frank Martin also mentioned that he never thought Tank would want to fight him.
I mean, I knew it was a possibility that we would eventually probably fight. I just didn't know how real it would be. I didn't think that he would fight me.
Tank, meanwhile, talked about how he has come a long way in the sport. He mentioned that he isn't hyped about this fight, nor will he be hyped about the victory. He sees this fight as just another challenge on his road to stardom.
I'm already a legend from where I came from or what I've done. Like, I done been through mad stuff, like sleeping on floors, crack house, all that type stuff. Like, I've been through all that. I ain't gotta prove nothing to nobody else. That's why I don't never get too hyped about the win after I win, because it's like you always gotta do something over and over again till you done. And it's always gonna be somebody next, somebody next, somebody next. So I feel as though I don't have to prove myself to these people.
For this fight, like, what are you fighting for?
I'm fighting for my future, like my kids' future, my people's future that's coming behind me. You know what I mean? It's not really much so like me and just me anymore. It's me, but it's not just for me. I just want to prove that I'm the best at the 135. And June the 15th is gonna be a clinic. He's just a stepping stone to what I want to do.
Both these fighters are confident about the upcoming bout, which is massive for both their careers. Tank will be making his return to the ring after a year's absence. Martin, on the other hand, has a big task on his hands. He will have to put up a good show and possibly even win this fight if he wishes to make a mark in the sport. But let's look at what both these fighters' teams had to say about this upcoming fight. Frank Martin's trainer, Coach Jerome, aka Debo, warned Tank that Frank Martin is going to bring his A game to this fight. He also hinted that this is going to be a competitive fight, with both fighters bringing their best to the ring. He also hinted at a special surprise that Martin would reveal to the world on June 15th.
But the fight is going to play out drastically. When I say drastically good, it's going to be a very competitive fight. Because the simple fact is, Frank is bringing that A game. You know what I'm saying? All the capping that, you know what I'm saying, that the people were doing about the fight, talking about they was there when they sparred. None of them were there. Me and Floyd, we pulled them out. We separated them in that ring. We the reason why the fight's even taking place to this day. You know what I'm saying? But Frank is going to bring that A game. He's going to open up a can. Now, for Tank to even, I'm surprised Tank didn't show up here today. You know what I'm saying? But I commend Tank for accepting the fight. It's a good thing that he accepted that fight, because we're going to take that cornbread. I got much props for Tank. I like him as a fighter. I like him as a fighter, a champion, and a people's person. You know what I'm saying? So I'll take nothing from him. So I give him the utmost respect for taking this fight. But it's a new day. Frank the Ghost Martin, as I told you a long time ago, what, was it 4 years ago, champ?
It was.
4 years ago, I told you Frank was coming. And I got a surprise. I'm going to keep it quiet right now, but we got another surprise for you that's coming real soon. All you got to do is look around, because we coming. He stands 6'9". He stands 6'9". He's coming.
Coach,
but Frank Martin, here to stay. We making history.
Coach, what do you make of Gervonta not showing for today?
Well, you know, sometimes the fighter needs to ask himself, what's the that he got himself into? You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? The fans can't fight for you. The coaches can't fight for you. You and that fighter in the ring yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you got to bring your A game. And for him to not come here, he needs some time to himself. Everybody needs some time to himself, and that's what Tank did. He's a different type of breed. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog, just like Frank is that motherfucking dog. You know what I'm saying? And all that suburbs and all that bullshit they talking about, well, who's from? Nah, there's two men in that ring. I don't care who you are, where you from, what creed, what color. Only one of y'all walking out with your hands up. And that fight right there is gonna be the best fight of the year. So if you're real about it, you come to watch that fight. Pay per view, come to MGM, come to Vegas. What goes on in Vegas, it goes worldwide.
Tank's trainer, Calvin Ford, meanwhile, had this to say about Frank Martin.
Frank is going to be Frank. Y'all got to understand, Frank is going to be Frank. I'm just hoping Frank be the guy to show the world like Tank is unreal. That's what I'm looking for.
Tank's promoter, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, also expressed his excitement for this fight.
How excited are you?
Very excited. You know, this is the most highly anticipated return in quite some time. Return of Gervonta Tank Davis. Really excited, man. We're glad to see him back in the ring this Saturday night. He's fighting a terrific opponent, and Frank Martin. It's going to be an outstanding fight. Really looking forward to it.
Ellerbe also talked about the mindset of both fighters going into this fight. He mentioned how Frank Martin views this fight as a world championship. As for Tank, it is all about putting a good show for the fans. He also talked about the sparring session, but disregarded it as a thing of the past.
Do you think that's maybe just a little overconfidence that he's trying to sell himself to get ready for Tank?
No, he's confident for a reason. He's earned the right to be in this position. So, again, it's good that he has that kind of confidence. Because on Saturday night, he's going to need every bit of it.
You know, I know that they've had their two sides of the story of sparring. Sparring is sparring, we've seen it, but how much have you seen these two fighters from back then, like 3 years ago, change into this position from winner?
Man, these guys look at sparring as the championship of the world. Tank understand what happens when you get under the lights, you know what I mean, for this. You know what I mean? To go out there and put on the show. That sparring shit, it's what it is, it's preparation. But some guys take more out of it because, again, you got to understand, when it comes to a guy like Frank Martin, it was an honor to get in there and spar Tank. Tank is the biggest dude he's done sparred, still to this day. You know, for 4 rounds. That was his championship of the world. Okay?
Ellerbe went on to predict this fight and sent a stern knockout warning for Frank Martin. He also talked about how big this fight is for the sport and the legacy surrounding the MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Probably 16, 18-ounce gloves on. Don't know what Tank was doing the morning of, the night before, or anything. But the plan probably wasn't to be sparring, you know. So it doesn't matter anyway. If Frank Martin say he got the best of the 4-round sparring, so be it. You get knocked out on Saturday night, though. I guarantee you that.
Do you expect this to be, you know, on based off style, Tank's most maybe tricky or difficult, or he's faced already opposition that's already possessed, you know, more skill and more technicality than Frank Martin?
Tank is ready. He's had a great camp. He's just ready to get at this dude on Saturday night. Again, we got an outstanding card, and this is the 100th night championship fighting. So it's an honor to even be here in the MGM on this momentous occasion. You know, just think about 100 championship nights in this building. Wow. And glad to see that I've been in here for quite a few of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just a few of them, the biggest ones. So.
The biggest one, definitely the biggest one. And saw all the legendary champions, Morera Morales, Holyfield Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Oscar, obviously Floyd, Manny Pacquiao. You know, all the legendary champions have fought in this building. So it's an honor to be here for this great occasion on Saturday.
Martin's promoter, Errol Spence Jr., also shared his prediction for the fight. He feels that Frank Martin is going to spring up a surprise and show off his incredible power on fight night. Although he stated that this will be a competitive fight, Spence predicts an early victory for Frank Martin.
See him getting his hand raised. I mean, I feel like he's the most skilled, talented fighter that Tank ever fought. Like, it's one of those he can't take those early rounds off and feel like he's gonna come in the 7 or 8 round and hope for a knockout. I feel like Frank gonna dominate him first through 12th round and win the fight. I mean, Tank gonna put up a fight. You know, he's a great fighter, but I feel like Frank definitely gonna take it. I feel like he's the best fighter he fought. He gonna see the speed. He gonna see the strength. He gonna see the power that Frank brings to the table on fight night.
Tank wasn't impressed with this prediction, and he took to X to mock Errol Spence. Tank's fans also reacted to this prediction, and many had a field day riling up Tank even more. One user wrote, "Everybody hates Gervonta now, huh?" SMH Frank finished. Another fan commented, "You should have sided with Bud instead of talking down to him when he fought Spence. Now look, Spence chose a side over you." A third fan, who was more sensible, wrote, "Spence is supposed to root for his fighter. He can't go into the fight saying Frank is going to lose LOL. Most expect it to be competitive though. Until then, we shall see." This indeed should be a competitive fight, and almost everyone agrees that Frank Martin isn't an underdog and will put up a fight against Tank. But let's take a look at what the boxing pros and experts predicted.
Tank and Frank, I like that, right? No, it's a good fight. That's a good fight because, you know, I think Frank has been a constant professional. You know what I mean? He's waiting on his opportunity. You know, so if he spoils the party and takes Tank down, then so be it. You know, but I think that he's a professional. I'm a fan of his and Derek's.
Gervonta Davis versus Frank Martin. It seems like a big fight that's going down. How do you think that fight plays out?
I think it's gonna be pretty tricky. You know, they're both gonna be like trying to land that good shot. But at the end of the day, I think Gervonta Davis is gonna take it. You know, I think he's gonna probably win a decision, or he's gonna probably end up hurting him.
You think Frank has to take a page out of your book and you kind of have to bully the bully? Like,
yeah, of course, yeah, that's what he has to do. I think Frank Martin's bigger, so I think he's gonna have to push him. You know, be on top of him if he wants to beat him.
When you were able to get success against Gervonta so early, you know, like it was almost like the first, second round, it was like a big showdown already. What were you able to do in that fight that maybe Frank has to do specifically? Is it?
I think, you know, not stay there. That was my mistake. You know, I was right there, but I wanted to please the fans. You know, I wanted the fans to have a great fight, and that's what I tried to do. But, you know, I stood there. I should have moved, but he caught me, so I think he should probably box and move and, like, not get hit.
I mean, I personally don't care if he wins. I'm actually going for Tank. I like Tank. I like Tank.
You know, that's how I like both guys, but it's hard to go against Tank, man. You know, he has kind of a full package, man. Like I say, he's fast, he's strong, and a lot of people out there, they look past the fact that he's very, you know, fundamentally sound. You know what I mean? And he's used to these big events. You know, like this. I think this is going to be the first time that we're able to see Frank Martin in a big show, and a lot of times just being in a big show like this can kill a lot of guys, especially if you're walking in there with an animal like Tank, you know what I mean? So it's gonna be a lot for him to try to deal with. We're talking about skill, power, and the atmosphere. So, but like I said, I give it to Tank.
Oh yeah, that's an intriguing fight. I think Gervonta is fighting somebody athletic as him. Just as athletic, just as, you know what I'm saying, skillful. So I think it's going to be a good fight, but I'm definitely going to get the edge to Gervonta. He has a different type of power. I feel like he just has a different type of a fighter. He's just a different type of fighter, but I think it may be competitive. Like I said, for the first 4 rounds, then I think Gervonta probably take off.
So as far as that goes, we got, you know, Tank and Frank Martin as well. You know, what do you think about that fight? Is that like is that like a good fight that you would watch?
I don't watch them because you know what? They both fighters. They both fighters, real fighters. But I couldn't call. I'm gonna say this. Tank probably win.
While everyone agrees that this is going to be a good fight, almost everyone picked Tank to win. However, we'd love to hear from you. Who do you think wins the June 15th bout? Can Frank Martin cause an upset? Let us know in the comments. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.